All right, mamas, start to find your way into a comfortable seated position. If cross-legged is still working, awesome. As belly grows, it might feel better to do butterfly position so you have a little more space in your hips. I always recommend sitting on something, so if you have a blanket, pillow, something that elevates your hips would be ideal. You can also sit on your knees, like literally whatever feels good, it's up to you. What's important is lifting up through your spine and shoulders, so you've got all this lift through to your heart, lots of space for baby to move around in there. When you get yourself settled, go ahead and close your eyes down. We'll start just breathing, taking this time to connect into this sacred space that you and baby are sharing together. Just breathe long and deep at your pace. As your eyes are closed, start to gently roll them up and in towards the third eye point, the pituitary gland, master gland of the body. And this is a direct line of communication straight into baby's home, straight into the womb. Keep your eyes fixated there. Let the hands start to press to prayer in front of the heart. We open with our sounds Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo representing all the wisdom and information that we are constantly discovering, finding, being provided with. This like ancient wisdom of the universe that always continues to find us. And then Guru Dev Namo at the same time is that wisdom within, that mama instinct, that intuition, that gut feeling of what is necessary for you in your pregnancy, in your birth, in your mothering. Right, so trusting and respecting both of those at the same time. Big deep inhale to chant. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Big deep inhale in. Exhale that air out. Let the hands rest back into any comfortable position. So maybe that's on baby, maybe that's on your knees. Keep the eyes closed, stay in that inner space. Let that wisdom fill you and baby up together. You can choose to stay with your eyes closed or gently open them here for a moment. So in our step and journey to motherhood, whether this is your first baby or your fifth, there is this protective shield that is with us. It's like the universal mother and all the mothers who have come before us. So just because now you are responsible and in charge of taking care of a new individual that's coming through this planet doesn't mean that you're not cared for too. And I'm not necessarily talking about a physical person. It might be like your mother might be really involved and really nurturing and caring for you, or there could be a different figure in your life that's kind of providing that. But energetically, there's like the force of the mothering, right? Like the Mother Earth, the universal mother, like this. It's literally like a shield. It's like this like warm hug of protection that holds you. But we have to be willing to give ourselves to that, right? So if we have this concept, like we really value in our society, like the super mom, like, oh, the mom who can do it all. Like she makes homemade food for her kids and like, you know, fresh cooks every night, and she's, I don't know, sews her baby's own clothes, whatever. Like there's so many things we're like, wow, that's a super mom, right? They do it all. And that's not really the point. That's not really the energy we're going for, and that's really unrealistic, to be honest. there has to be this sense of support, and it might just be energetic, it might not be physical, but you can give yourself over to that and realize that you don't have to do it all. You have to do what you have to do in the moment you have to do it. And the same thing in labor, right? It's not like you need to have this like everything happening in labor. Like labor is like one step at a time, right? Like you're in this phase, you're in it. You're in this phase, you're in it. That this one's coming next, like you can't fast forward to this one if you didn't pass through this one, right? So you can't do it all at once. That's not what we're going for. We're going for concentrated, focused, present awareness of whatever we're doing in that moment. Maybe it's changing your baby's diaper and cleaning the poop all off, right? And you're super present with that. Maybe it's a feeding moment where like finally you got baby to latch, you know, and then you're like, oh, and you're present with that, right? So those are the moments of super moms, right? When you really achieve something that's maybe not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of the world, but to you it is, and to your baby it is, right? Maybe even just looking in their eyes and like telling them I love you, that's a big deal, right? That's a super mom. So let yourself be held by this divine shield. We're going to use the divine shield meditation at the end of this practice, and let that energy just support you wherever you are in your journey. If you're on week 1, you just found out you're pregnant, you know, or you're about to give birth tomorrow, any day, like wherever you are, let that divine shield hold you. So I've got a divine puppy back here, so if he's playing around, just enjoy him. No, he's good. I'm gonna place my pillow blanket over to the side. I encourage you to do the same, and then place your feet onto your mat and your hands behind you, fingers facing you. And let's just start with a little relief on the low back. So drop your knees to one side and your head to the other, and then you come back in. And then inhale, they go the other way, and they come back in. So you're just flowing like that, softly dropping the knees to each side, and let your head react so that your whole spine gets this nice shift and opening. Eyes are closed, rolled up and in. Throughout the whole class, we really try to keep our eyes closed and internally focused to the pituitary gland so that we stay really present with our baby. Let them know that this movement that we're doing is for us and them, right? So we're getting lots of space and feeling good in our body, so they can get lots of space and feel good in their bodies as they grow. Breathe and just flow. You can take this slow or fast, it's up to you. Whatever feels good. If you want to add on a little bit here in the middle, you can stop and then rise your hips up and take a little reverse table, lowering them down. And then just flow the other way. So you just pause in the middle and go up and down. Only do this if it feels good in your body. If it doesn't, just stick to the side to side. We're also strengthening and opening our shoulders. If your wrists are sensitive, mama, which is normal in pregnancy, go into fists, protecting your wrists in that manner. However you're flowing, take it a few more times. Start to come all the way back to the center from wherever you are. Big, deep inhale. Big exhale. Okay, go ahead and start to bring yourself towards tabletop position. If you can crawl through the center, cool. If it's easier maybe to go through the side, especially as you grow, find a way to bring yourself onto tabletop. Hands come underneath you and knees underneath your hips. As we inhale, we'll soften our belly down, arching, lifting your tailbone, chin, and chest. And then exhale, rounding, really hug baby up and in, tuck that tailbone under, chin down. Inhale as you arch, expand. Exhale as you round. Close your eyes and move at your own pace. Big breaths. Taking baby for this little gentle ride. And you can even bring awareness into the pelvic floor here. So as you inhale, you can feel a softening and expansion out and downwards in your pelvis. And then exhale, you might round that position in, and that cradle floor, or that pelvic floor just cradles baby naturally. This is what happens in your pelvis naturally. When you take awareness into it, you can amplify it, right? Wherever our attention goes, energy flows. So feel that pelvis expanding on the inhale and gently cradling back up and in on the exhale. Take a few more rounds. Start to come back into a neutral position with your spine. Take a deep inhale in. Big exhale out. Good. Go ahead and stay on your hands and knees here, and then take your knees in a little bit closer together and bring your feet out. Yeah, so knees in, feet out. Now this position, just breathe in this position. I want you to feel how your pelvis subtly widened, right? So we spend a lot of our pregnancy maybe trying to externally rotate, and actually internal rotation is what widens your pelvis. Bring those shins back into a normal position. All right, feel your pelvis, breathe, and then take your feet out. Do you feel that gentle widening in the base of your pelvis? Just transition your feet a couple times like that. See if you can sense and feel how the bones separate. Literally separate. This makes more space for baby to come out. Just keep transitioning those feet. Keep your elbows as straight as possible but supportive, and shoulders are engaged, so you're strengthening your upper body too. But just move those feet in and out and feel that width happening in the base of your pelvis. And then keep those feet out for a little bit. Take a big deep inhale. Big exhale. Go ahead and walk your hands a little bit out more in front of you, just a touch. And then just move yourself forward and back. So you'll move your hips forward and you'll move them back. You won't go too far back here because your knees are in and we don't want them to put pressure onto the abdomen, but just enough to get a little rock and movement in your pelvis with this widening space. This can be really good during labor. Yeah, movement is really recommended during labor because that's what's going to help move baby out. And this gentle widening of the pelvis, just by putting the feet out and knees in, super awesome to help baby come through. Eyes are still closed. Connection into baby as you roll them up into third eye position. Just gentle rocking here in that pelvis. It's also a good exercise to do regularly to start to let your bones widen. Yeah, so the more you can kind of just rock and open up that pelvis, they'll naturally start to stay in a wider position, which is what we're aiming for throughout our pregnancy. Very good. We want to start to come back through to a neutral position. Walk your hands back underneath you. Take a big deep inhale. Feet are still out. Big exhale. Begin to return your knees back into a comfortable position. Your hands now are going to walk up to the left corner of your mat, and your right foot takes a big old step to the front of your mat. So your right foot is to the right edge of your mat, and your hands are both down. Drop your hips down as much as possible and lift your gaze up, and then rock your hips side to side here. If your knee is sensitive, your left knee on the mat, joints tend to get a little sensitive and affected during pregnancy. That's normal. You can place a pillow underneath there, yeah? But just rock side to side. Keep your chest lifted, yeah? So resist the urge to kind of drop it down. This is going to get more space now into the front of the pelvis. Just as important as the back. Yeah? Point is that in pregnancy we tend to focus like one direction, and really we need all the directions. You got to get the front, the back, the side, the in, the out. Yeah? The more mobility your pelvis has always, the healthier your body is going to be and feel and react through your labor. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be more flexible. That means space in your body. How much space your body takes all these directions. Big deep breath in. Breath out. Okay, go ahead and stay now in the center. Tuck that left toe under. You're gonna inhale, lift up that left knee, and then exhale, walk it over to the side where your right knee stays bent and your left toes lift up, getting into that inner thigh. And then inhale, you'll transition your hips back up, crawl around. Exhale, keep tucked on the toe, but you might drop the knee down. Chest is lifted, yeah? So flowing like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale as you crawl over. Use the strength of your hands to crawl you. Inhale as you transition back up with those hips, and then exhale, take them down. Close your eyes and flow like this. Now runner's lunge as well. So the first pose we're in, where we've got our arms forward and our hips back with our left leg back. Apparently this is a really good pose for pushing. Why? Because you've got the separation in your pelvis, and because your legs are parallel, right? They're not turned out, they're in a parallel position, your pelvis is wide. And you've got that separation between the legs. So this is also a good pose that you can work through in labor. Especially if baby's in a funky position, this tends to really help be able to give them that little torque of the pelvis that helps them come through. Yeah, so labor can be very creative. It doesn't have to be how we've seen it in TV or in movies or what, you know, what's our idea of the proper labor position. You might be in a lunge when baby comes through. I've heard it before. A couple more transitions here back and forth. I know those legs are starting to burn a little bit as well, getting that strength just as much as the stretching. Breathe, mamas, breathe. Make this your last one. Finish in that lunge pose. And then as you inhale, step that foot in a little bit more. Straighten out this right leg. Grab onto your right ankle and lift up into a triangle pose. Close your eyes if comfortable, or have them open and soft. And just breathe in this triangle pose. Get that space on the left side. Your knees are straight, but they're not locked out, so make sure there's a little give in the joints. Be sensitive. Breathe. Such a good one. You can start to take some circles here with that left arm if you feel stable. You can circle either direction. Breathe. Feel that opening and lift on the left side. If you're circling your arm, take it the other way too. Mobility in the shoulder and chest, also important. Now soften this right knee a little bit, and then inhale, lift your torso all the way up. You can straighten it again. Just give yourself a reverse triangle. Reach that right arm all the way up and back. Left arm down by the left side. 2 breaths here. One more big deep inhale. As you exhale, cartwheel those hands all the way down. Bend the right knee and re-find yourself onto hands and knees. Place the left knee down. Slide that right knee back. Go ahead and drop onto your elbows. You can release your pillow under your left knee so you have stability if you brought it there. And then just shake your hips a little side to side. Close your eyes. Breathe. Again, this subtle mobility is really, really good for our pelvis. So you don't need to have this big, awesome, flexible body to have mobility in your pelvis. Just shake out those hips. Get this gentle inversion happening as well, since heart is down below, or head is down below heart here. Breathe. Good, inhale, starting to come back through the center. Return onto those hands. Crawl your hands down to the right edge of your mat. And then left leg is going to take a nice big step up to the front. Drop your hips down. Again, if you want to place that pillow under your knee, you can. Start by just rocking your hips side to side with your chest lifted. Feel how when you lift up your chest, you get that stretch all the way through the front of the abdomen, which is a place in pregnancy we tend to not really stretch through the hip flexors into the abdomen. It's really important. Just rock a little side to side. Breathe. Eyes are closed, rolled up and in. Now that you're also giving baby a little rock, a little gentle, almost like a lullaby for them, like you're rocking them to sleep within your own body. a neutral position here, and inhale, tuck the toe under, lift up that knee. Exhale as you crawl over to the side, sitting the hips down with the right toes coming up. Inhale as you lift up the hips and crawl back, and then exhale, take those hips down, chest up. Inhale as you lift, exhale, crawl over, transition. Inhale as you rise back up, and then exhale, placing the knee down if you'd like as you lift the chest. Continue like this at your own pace. Yeah, so you might be taking this really slow. And you might be feeling like, you know what, I want to kick, I want to move it. Trust your body and trust your mama instinct on how you want to move. The more you build that relationship with the trust in your body on how it wants to move and adapt now, the more that's going to become natural in your labor. Yeah, labor, the subconscious takes over. It's not logic, it's deeper than that. So if your body has an intuitive, natural way of responding to something because of the way you've trained it, that's what's going to kick in. And that's why our practice is so important. Keep transitioning here back and forth. Breathing. A few more times. I know those legs are starting to burn. Mine are too. It's good for us to get that little work in as well. Making this your last one, coming into that lunge pose again at the front. And then step that right foot a little bit further into, straighten out the left leg, grab onto the left ankle. Inhale your right arm up. Take some long, deep breaths here. If your eyes are comfortable closed, take them closed. If that's disorienting, keep them open. If you want to add some circles with the arm, one direction. Remember, your joints are soft, they're not locked out. Breathing long and deep, getting that stretch into the right side. If you're circling the arm, make sure you take it the other way too. Breathe. You can always breathe through your mouth, through your nose, whatever you need to get that oxygen in during pregnancy. It's all good. Come back through to a neutral position here. Inhale, soften that left knee just a little bit to be able to lift yourself up, and then give yourself a reverse triangle. You can straighten the left leg out again and just lift that left arm back, right hand down by the right leg. 2 breaths. One more big breath in. Exhale, start to press yourself back up to standing this time, and then crawl those feet underneath you. Take your hands on your hips and just shake your knees. Your booty will shake, your inner thighs will shake, your chest might even shake. And guess what? Baby's getting a little shake too. It's like those little baby bouncers. It's like a natural one in the body. Close your eyes and just shake. Give yourself that relief of the muscles, of the nerves. Breathe. Start to find stillness. Let the hands maybe slide onto baby now. Eyes closed. And just connect to them. Feel their sweet spirit. And feel that mother shield that you're providing them through your body. Naturally, your body has created this comforting shield for them. And as they come through to this earth plane, your energy, your nourishment, and still your body, the way you hold and care for them, will provide that shield. And knowing that you're providing that for them, also feel this bigger force providing that for you. Feel yourself held by that mothering energy. Feel that you are just as nourished and loved and supported as you are providing for them. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. Open your eyes here. Let's prepare for our Khalsa waist squats. So go ahead and find the edge of your mat. Use your knees bent and support of your hands as you come down, and roll your mat up at least halfway. I have a really thick mat today, so I might even roll like a quarter of the way. But if you have a thinner mat, you might want to go all the way in, depending. You want to have a nice solid surface to stand on. Your heels will go on and toes will come out. Now remember what we talked about of our pelvis needing to be wide. Do not turn your toes out because you will narrow your pelvis. Keep them parallel. They don't have to be turned in necessarily, but parallel, important. Yeah? 15 of our squats, mamas. Inhale those arms up, palms press at the top. Exhale as your hips lower down to the lowest position. Heels are elevated also to keep that pelvis open and wide and neutral. Hands come onto the mat. About 50% of the body weight comes onto the hands. Knees stay bent. Head stays dropping down as you roll all the way up. Go ahead and cycle through 15 of these at your pace. Now, if anybody at home is over 34 weeks and knows baby's feet are still kicking down and you want to give them space to keep spinning and rolling, you'll do the same thing, but just go halfway down, resting on your knees here, and then round it through the spine. Good, mamas. Just keep working through those squats. Your pace, your breath. That could be slow, that could be fast, but count through all 15. Breathing as necessary to support your body through these. If that's through the nose, through the mouth, whatever you gotta do. Be this inner communion between you and baby. So externally, yes, it looks like squats, but internally it feels like prayer. It feels like devotion. It feels like connection. Knowing that through our motherhood, our practice might not look a certain way. What matters is how it feels. So if there is connection, devotion, and prayer in whatever activity you're doing, whether it's changing diapers, whether it's waking up at 3 a.m. to feed baby, whether it's coddling your baby and just snuggling with them, or rocking them side to side, that is practice, that is yoga, that is sadhana. If it's done with the right intention and presence, we call it mama sadhana. Yeah? Keep breathing as you finish these final squats. You're doing amazing. More. When you do finish, just let yourself stand tall. Hands resting again in any intuitive place, if that's on baby, if that's on your heart. That's just by the sides, really open and surrendering. Take a couple moments to integrate this experience between the two of you. Gently start to step off of your rolled mat. Go ahead and kick it back out so that it's nice and long and flat on your floor. We'll stay standing up today for our keep up. So arms will come out to the sides, and we're going to start our timer here. Hold on. All right, it's on the clock, 3 minutes. Arms out to the sides. And you're gonna flip your palms up and down and up and down. Eyes are closed, rolled up and in. And breathe. Keep your fingers spread really wide. Your fingers, excuse me, represent your elemental balance and makeup in the body. So you want to open that up, spread it out. Balance it simply through the stretch of your hands and just flip them back and forth. You're connecting to the heavens and the earth and the heavens and the earth. Magnetizing your energy field with both that of that cosmic, divine, mysterious energy and that grounding, solid, supportive earth energy. Knowing that both forces help you to create that mama shield, help you to create that mothering, nurturing support. You get energy from both directions. It's not one or the other. It's not like, oh, the cosmos got your back or the earth got your back. They both do, yeah? You got support coming at you all directions, mama. Know that. Keep flipping those hands and breathing. Elbows stay as straight as they can. Remembering that these exercise, 3 minutes, is the longest contraction you would experience, right? So 3 minutes gives you a frame of reference, and it trains your mind to withstand, your subconscious mind, to withstand and understand those sensations that come through those contractions and how they pass, right? They come and they go, and they come and they go, right? So it helps us to develop this mental capacity to let them come, to encourage that surge to come through and recognize that that ride, that wave is getting you closer to baby. Keep those arms up. You've got 2 minutes. This may seem physical, it is mental, mama. Get your mind on board and your elbows will stay straight and your arms will stay out. I promise you this. It's the same thing we need in our labor. We need to be on board mentally, and your subconscious will take over. Yeah, it's not something you can logically explain or understand in the moment. It starts now. 30 seconds. Breathe, 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 breathe. You're doing so good, mamas. You are so strong. You've got the support of all the mamas around you, all the mamas that came before you, all the mamas that will come after you. Yeah, there's this energetic support, this divine shield carrying you, making your arms even lighter, even softer, even more at ease as they stay out. You got this, you got this, you got this. Breathe. Last 5 seconds. Inhale those arms all the way up. Exhale to come through prayer, eyes closed. Keep your hands in that prayer. And find a moment of gratitude. The wave has passed, the surge has passed, and baby is 1 step closer to you. Feel that appreciation, that devotion, that natural mothering support that comes through every challenge we will face and brings us deeper into communication, both with ourselves and with our babies. Take a nice big deep breath. Exhale the air out. Good. Start to bring yourself down for seated. Preparing for our meditation, I recommend again grabbing your blankets, your pillows, anything you need to have this support on your body. And today's meditation will not be in a typical meditation posture. So you will start with your right knee up and your left foot kind of tucked either towards your foot or underneath, depending on what's more supportive and comfortable in your body. It might feel better to have a wider position or a narrower position. What's important is you feel like you're kind of solid here. Keyword kind of, you're not super solid, and your left hand is supporting you. And your right hand will cup around your ear, and you'll close your eyes down. Now the chant we'll utilize is Ma. Ma, the universal mother, the energy of mother, Ma, right? And as you call this out, it's like you're calling upon that mothering energy to come and support you in that prayer or that request or that devotional chant is being heard and responded to and returning back into you as much as it's going out. Yeah, so have your hand cupped around your ear. Let's begin to chant here together. Big deep inhale. Ma, ma, chanting. Ma, ma, ma. One more round on this side. Ma. Take a big deep inhale. Exhale. Begin to switch to go the other way. Your left knee will come up. You'll switch your right leg down and hook your left ear around. And we'll prepare to chant this sound on the other side. Eyes closed. Ma, ma. Feel that support of the Ma energy. Ma, ma, ma. Divine shield of mothering holding you. Ma. This position, big deep breath in, big exhale out. Transition yourself back into a comfortable seated pose for a moment. Eyes stay closed. Place your hands anywhere that's comfortable and just let that energy of Ma soak. Feel yourself completely held and protected. protected, mothered, cradled by the universal energy, by the Mother Earth, by those around you that are here to support and love you, and also by yourself. Know that all of that mothering energy is also flowing into baby as you express that support you have energetically within you through to them, through everything that you will do. Everything that you guys will share together, the moments of joy, the moments of challenge, all of it is held in that mothering space. Feel free to stay in this comfortable seated posture for as long as you and baby feel is right to integrate. But when you are ready to rest, if it's still early in pregnancy and you want to lay on your back, feel free to do so. Or if you'd like to lay down on your left or right side, maybe place a pillow between the knees to have some support on the hips. Wherever you go, just rest your body. Let baby's body rest there with you as the two of you soak in these sweet moments of that energetic shield you've created and surrounded yourselves with. Hey, Ma Durga, hey, Ma Durga, hey, Ma Durga, Shama, hey, Ma Durga, hey, Ma Durga, slowly start to integrate back into physical sensation. If that's wiggling toes or fingers or moving the head in any gentle way. If you are on your back, ensure you roll to your side first, either one, just to rest. Feel this universal cradle holding you and baby together. And use the strength of your arms to press into the floor. Eyes stay closed as you find your way back towards a seated posture, and the hands will just naturally rest back into prayer. We'll close with the long-time sun and one Sat Nam, honoring the true name, true identity, true essence of who we are. Carrying that with us forward through our pregnancy, through our motherhood, and encouraging our children to also find their essence, their unique sense of self. Big deep inhale to sing. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. Inhale for long Sat Nam. Sat May that Sat Nam, that essence, and that divinity and shield support you, support baby through everything you journey together here on your lives, on your experience, on your path. Sat Nam Lamas.